Back to the stream. It's a Azo, no special intro. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. I'm doing pretty well myself. Don't mind me as I am eating some soup. So, yeah, you might hear a little bit of slurp here and there in the background, but I'll do my best to make sure you guys don't hear me in your ears. Yeah, you might hear a little bit of slurp. Anyway, oh shit, no. Stop that. Stop it. Twitch, get out of here. Sorry. Anyway, for those of you who are new to the channel, make sure to like, sub, you know, follow, share, whatever. I don't push too hard on it, but it does help the channel grow, so I appreciate it. For all of our returning viewers, thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to come see my little channel here. Anyway, as usual, give me a couple moments to get myself set up on this side. I just need to make some updates to my tags and whatnot, and I should be right with you all. Also, I can't see if you guys like posted immediately. I can't see it, so give me a couple moments to go ahead and get to it. Top live multi. All right. Let's go ahead and get on into it. Let me push this immediately. Also, I'm going to switch this on over to the live scene right now, because I know some people were asking about it. Yeah, I don't have any of the swap fatigues or anything. No nudity, obviously. I do have the enable controller, which is probably why, like, it recognizes there was a controller put in, but doesn't know what to do with it. No mods, so there's none of those. Advanced settings... Classic dungeon textures. I guess there is an alternative music, but I'm not using it, so I'm using the original music. You know what? Use the OPL3 optimized version of the soundtrack. I guess let's try that. See how it works. The music volume's only at half because the music is so damn loud it'll blow your ears out. Literally, your guys' ears will explode. Let's see. Recoil strength is fine. Classic. What are the other options? Random, dungeon textures, rank climate, random only. Yeah, we'll just keep with classic textures. I haven't really made any adjustments to this. What is that? Oh, you need me to open it? Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Could you just grab me a large glass of water, because I don't have my thing here. Let's see, no backgrounds, enhancements, none of those. Also, I should probably update this so I can see the chats and stuff. Alright, there we go. Alternate random enemy selection. Advanced climbing. I didn't, like... Oh, thank you. Allows magical item repair. Now, we're just going to keep it as is, because, I mean, sure, instant repair services, no. Player quest selection. See, I feel like these are all things we've gotten used to in the new games we have, but... let's see. No resolution, none of these, and accessibilities is all fine, so... All good. Anyway, we don't really have anything... that we're doing here, so let's get right on into it here. Chill with cat. How you doing, Evo? All right. Previously on Elder Scrolls Daggerfall, our hero proceeded to run, doing what he's done for all the past episodes, doing what he's done for 85% of the entire series. Our hero then proceeded to run, doing the exact same thing he just did in the previous sentence. And next, he ran more, which was the next thing that he did. Hopefully there is a lot less running this episode. But who knows? Since we're heading over to Sentinel, and probably that will not be the case. Will he make it to Sentinel? Will he be able to complete his quest? Will the lady finally send him the psychic text message to tell him the ghost cocaine is ready? Find out this episode on Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. Just got home, been at work since 6. Ooh, that doesn't sound too friendly, too great. Hopefully work is not treating you terribly. So southwest we go. Also, Cosmic Emperor, hello and welcome. Nice to see you here. Don't mind me, guys. I am eating soup. So if I'm a little quiet in the beginning, it's just because I'm eating. So, it is, but hey, it's work. Yeah, I understand that. I've been there. Nobody likes going to work. I mean, hell, even you know I don't like going to work. You've seen me. I'm lazy. If I can avoid it, or find an alternative way to do it, that way I don't have to do it, I will. Bill Gates had it right. Put your laziest person on your hardest jobs. They'll find the best and easiest way to do it. What do you mean? I don't think so. I mean, maybe you will have to, but I haven't had to. When I did my sourcing updates, it just updates automatically when people pop in. I also keep my stuff, like, a little behind, just in case something comes up. But yeah. We haven't even started putting together the models and everything. The first thing is probably going to be the Wing Zero SD, which I don't know if I would want to include SDs as a unit, but I think that SDs could possibly have their own modes. You know, maybe a faster unit, lower HP values. SD only mode. That would be funny. Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. I think SDs should have their own mode. Give them, like, just slightly lower HP, but give them faster movement values and stuff. So instead of it being super deformed mode, it's like Sonic Dash mode. Or Super Dash mode. Because you've got them tiny units going super fast. You know, the difference between an actual armored core and AC-5's armored cores. The mini-mechs. To this day, it still bothers me, because those aren't really mechs. Those are more like mech suits. Those are more like exosuits than they are actual, like, mechs. I really hope someday, maybe since Elden Ring is finally complete, maybe now a new Armored Core will finally get worked on, and people will understand that Armored Core is one hell of a hard game. One day, when we're 100 years old, maybe by that point they'll have a VR system to be able to play Armored Core and, you know, jump in the pilot seat. Or, you know, have kind of a Evangelion style thing where you're in your VR suit, but when you move, your mech moves and you're controlling everything it does. Man, can you imagine? That would be one hell of a cool game. A VR mech game where your movements control the actual mech. Kind of like how Rig was, except, like, better. Why you no steel pony? I do have a pony. There's no point in, like, me using a horse. I'm faster than the horse. I'm actually way faster than the horse. The same reason, like, even if ships were drivable, it wouldn't matter because I'm faster than a ship, even if it was drivable. But yeah, here, let me demonstrate. So this is me running. This is me on horse. Right? And this is me on foot. I wouldn't say horses are slow. I would say I'm way too fast. With all of the items I have on me, I mean, I run at a 500 and this is the maximum. Magic is such bullshit. No, it has nothing to do with magic. Well, I guess it does. Technically, it's magic items. But yeah, it has everything to do with the fact that I have invested a fuck ton of money into my equipment. And it's all just magic speed, that's why. 505 is the absolute cap. You cannot go higher than that. Who needs a horse when you've got magic, right? Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the... It was a pain in the ass to run beforehand. That's why I think the beginning of the game was so slow, because, like, all I could do was... I was capped out by whatever speed I had. Starting to look like an episode. What's your running skill at? Well, where is it? Running. So, my running skill is actually at 130 naturally. Assuming that I don't have any of my other equipment buffs on. It's 130. It's 100 for the actual running skill. I think it gains 25 or something odd points for werewolf. Or maybe it's 30 points for werewolf, I'm not sure. And then I have the Master of Running, which I believe gives me this extra 5% at the end. But then all of my gear itself, every single piece of my gear has enhanced running skill. That includes all of my little trinkets, all of my armor itself, Any of the long shirts and stuff that I have, the double sets of cloaks, long shirt, Khajiit suit, and yeah. So everything I have has enhanced running skill. That's why it's so fast. And every piece of enhanced running skill, I think, gives you 15%. So, let's see, 6, 12... let me do that quick math here. Okay, 12, 15... it's 180, plus all of my equipment, which is helmet... let's go down over it. Helmet, chest piece, gauntlets, greaves, helmet, chest piece, gauntlet, greaves, pauldrons. If I were to have a galactic empire, what should I name it? Well, I mean, your name is Cosmic Emperor, so you may as well just name it after yourself. Name it something like Cosmodius. Let's see, and then I have my long shirt, plus my 2 cloaks. So 315. I'm still missing something. Ah, my sword and board. 345 plus the 30. I'm still missing one item, but I don't know what that is. I'm sure you'd get assassinated. Oh, me? I'm sure some random dude will be like, whoa, he's running so fast, he must have something on him. And they put out a little tripwire and throw it out there, and voila. I mean, my biggest enemy right now is a fishing net. Like, when we get down to it, that currently is my biggest enemy. Ah, the Khajiit suit. So 360 plus the 120, yeah, plus the 5. Okay, so, yeah, this is how the math works out. With all of my trinkets and armor and clothing and weapons, being the sword and board, it gives me an extra 360% running speed. Pile that on top of my natural 130% from both werewolf and my actual skill, that comes out to 500, and then the master of running, which gives me the 5%. So 505. Your biggest enemy right now is a rock. You'd have so much momentum you'd fly face first into a wall. Probably. In the Space Navy, what ship should I have? That is actually an Evo question. He can probably answer that. He knows way more about, you know, space combat and operations and stuff than I do. Evo is what I would consider masterful at Stellaris. And the systematic racism against lizards? Yeah, probably. But listen, I'm running so fast I can break through any racial barrier. There's no wall that can stand up to the speed of this lizard. Yeah. Masterful. So they literally changed everything in Stellaris? Well, I mean, I considered doing Stellaris and opening it up to everybody and having a true 36-player game or something like that. I really considered it. And opening it up to 3 hours a day, the game runs, and then the game stops, and then back up to 3 hours a day. So you'd have, like, all these players all coming in to play Stellaris against each other. I think that would be awesome. And yeah, I mean, I do consider you a masterful player of the game. Like, you have a way of just controlling that game that I have yet to see. I think you would do really good against, like, if you were to play against other players, if Stellaris really had a competitive aspect. I think that would be really cool. Jump into a game, playing against a whole bunch of people. Yeah, I don't really know what they've changed in Stellaris or anything. I thought about picking it up, and just playing it again, because I know that they have a whole bunch of expansions and stuff, too. Because Stellaris is one of those games that I'd really love to get good at, but I have no freaking idea how to. As for your Space Navy, I don't know, like, I think EVO has always preferred advanced technology and larger ships to my fast scouts. I'm very much a scout speed style person. I feel like small hit and run tactics and ambushes are better than all-out brute force. But at the same time, EVO usually wins pretty much all of those outright battles of brute force. So I would say that his theory of, you know, having large dreadnoughts with Corsair supports, or some slightly smaller ships as supports, and then having a good, at least one carrier within your squadrons would definitely work. That way you can go ahead and have a launch assault in case you get smaller units. Yeah, fighting in a three-dimensional space is slightly difficult, in my opinion. That's probably why I fail badly at, like, three-dimensional chess and stuff like that. Excuse me, fourth-dimensional chess, where you have to play chess on multiple chessboards. I just don't have the lateral thinking to play that way. I actually did get to thinking on a really interesting idea this morning. Is Skyrim an isekai? Your main character just wakes up on a cart, right? Just completely wakes up. You don't really know how you got there. You're just told how you got there. One expansion Corvette spam was king, another expansion carrier groups. Now I guess it's more balanced towards equal balance of roles. But is Skyrim an isekai? You wake up in a cart. Your character is obviously overpowered. You're obviously the main character. You have a whole harem of companions, even though you can only have one, but still you can have a harem of companions. Your character literally eats the souls of his enemies to go ahead and gain power, which is the big thing. And you're capable of being the top character in all kinds of guilds and stuff like that, and capable of learning everything. Skyrim is just one big isekai. Plus, you know, I was sitting there thinking about it, and even though Luft will argue with me on this one, that when you use your spell books, they disappear. She says it's because they evaporate. I say it's because you eat your spell book to gain its power. You eat your spell book. main character is really a lizard. Main character's a goat. It's just a more involved goat sim. That's hilarious. But yeah, I feel like that's a pretty funny idea. You know, I wonder if there is, like, that would be really cool. I wonder if somebody does, like, their own mod to include completely different voices and stuff. Because, you know, it would be really cool to, like, install a mod for something like Skyrim where somebody's replaced all of the voices with, like, anime acting and stuff. Where, like, you know, you get into your cart.
Huh. I see you've awoken. Well, it's nice to see that you're here.
You know. And then you get over to, like, the Imperials, and they're like, "You have time to get executed!" Oh! You know. I think that would be hilarious. I wonder if there's anybody out there who's, like, in need of something like that. I would definitely record it. Yeah, we don't have anything going on today, right? If I could fall into the sun, maybe then my life be done. If I could fall down a million miles. There's an anime race mod for Fallout 4, but I don't know about Skyrim. I don't know if I'd want to do anime race. I think, like, anime voice acting would be enough for me. So I really wouldn't want to have, like, anime races. More of just, like, updating the world to have the audio of an anime. Like, whenever you get into a fight, you would have that anime-esque, like, fight music, where it just, like, it sounds epic for no reason. You're going up against a frickin', I was gonna have to say mole rat. You're going up against, like, a skeever or something, and, like, it's got that, like, you guys can't really hear what's going on in my head, so you'll just have to take my word that it's sounding cool. But you would just have this dumb anime music going off for no reason. Oh, man. Oh, I'm really getting into, finally getting into a new D&D campaign. I'll be playing a lizard again. That sounds cool. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I've been working on Acorn, so I haven't really thought too much about D&D in any of that stuff. Yeah, I'd love to go ahead and play D&D, but one, I had to get somebody to approve my character. There's nothing really wrong with it per se, but it would require a lot of, it would require a DM who is a little more patient with the creativity that it's going to need. Yeah, I'm talking about my kobold. I'm surprised that my water walking that I cast, like, literally over a week ago is still going. It just hits things, well, fudge. It just hits things with a stick and gets really angry or hungry. So you're playing the exact same character that you played last time. I'm glad that didn't take out your generator. So is the generator in the back, like, not turned on? I think this is probably one of the most annoying noises in the game, is that personality, kinda yes, but different jobs. Group wants me to tank, so going totem barbarian. Okay. Well, I hope that you have a very fun campaign. I did actually read a really interesting, like, tabletop game. I can't remember what it was called. But your characters were regular adventurers and stuff, and you had X number of lives that you had. And in order for your character to become more powerful, your character had to, like, die. And then they would ascend and get stronger, and every time your character died, they would get stronger. But if they died too many times, they would just cease to exist. It probably will be there's gonna be a Kenku I gotta eat in my party. Has the Kenku agreed to be killed off? Yeah, I guess that's true. One day, the person who plays the Kenku has to be off somewhere, and then suddenly, I eat the Kenku. What do I... Nope, I shove it in my mouth. But you can't... It's already down to the feet. Yeah, I gotta say, like, I do kind of miss D&D, but at the same time, I don't know if I'll get back into D&D at all. Kenku fried chicken? Wouldn't be Kentucky Fried Kenku? Yeah, but, I don't know if I'll ever really get back into D&D. I like designing and stuff, but I just don't, one, have the time to do it, and two, I don't know if I'd want to really do it. It's a really big time sink, and it takes a lot of effort to do stuff with it. I don't know if I'd want to. I really wish I had a timer so I could see how long this freaking water walk has left on it. If I did do anything, it would probably be in Roll20. But on the other hand, if I'm gonna play D&D, I feel like I'd rather just meet in person rather than do it online. There's just a lot of social aspects that you miss when you're playing a tabletop game online instead of in person. There's a lot of reactions that I can't see or play off of, or emotions that I can't play into. I don't know if my gameplay is going well because I have no social feedback. It's gonna be digital because of the long distance situations. Makes sense. Yeah, I personally just don't think I would do anything like that again. Where are we in the ocean? Oh heck, we're way past this. So we'll probably make landfall somewhere around here. Somewhere around there. And that's actually not too far a run, and then we just have to run all the way over here, so... In person is always best. Yeah, just my opinion. I think in person, there's a lot of social cues and stuff that are missed when you're playing online. But, yeah, I probably wouldn't go back into it. If anything, I'll continue working on my Acorn system, and maybe I'll go ahead and get Acorn up and running. Maybe someday in the future. Is there an Elder Scrolls? You know what? Let me look it up. I'm wondering if there is an Elder Scrolls tabletop. I feel like there should be if there isn't. Listen. Elder Scrolls tabletop RPG. Elder Scrolls Call to Arms Rulebook. There is. There is one. Normal terrain, difficult terrain, barriers. Let's see. Expectance dice accuracy. It doesn't look like it is a typical skill allows to wear light armor. So I guess it is. It does have magic skills and stuff in here as well. That's pretty cool. And it looks like it is player created though, but still, nonetheless, that's pretty cool. Hey, welcome, hater. When you're trying to tame a golem with your PT, and then the golem grabs a rock from nowhere and one-shots you. Oh, I know that feeling. I definitely know that feeling. Trying to go ahead and kite a golem into a thing. Yeah, pain in the ass. I don't even think we ever managed to go ahead and do it. Well, no, I think we did. We managed to get, like, what? Oh, no, somebody, I think, gave us, like, a level 20 golem or something. I don't think we even managed to go in and get it ourselves. Did I? Ah, maybe. That might have been it. I think even now I'm still upset about that fucking Phoenix. That's probably the most upsetting one. Of all the tames that we have attempted to do, I think that Phoenix one was the most problematic. Man, that still bothers me. Especially because of its colors. You know, it was a black and gold Phoenix. That would have been super nice to have. I think that's one tame that I would have actually kept for myself. Was just the Phoenix. I probably would have used the Phoenix for... Phoenixes are rideable, aren't they? They're not? Okay. Do you know that I've beaten Rag's boss on my second save in 19 days? Is that a record? I'm gonna have to say no. I'm pretty sure the record for the bosses are like hours. Though I don't know if anybody's actually done it on like official stuff. I think most of the time, for the speedrun category of Ark, it's a little weird, because they are rideable, but they can't land. Ah, okay. So there you go. I would probably end up using a Phoenix as my main go-to, flyer. I'm pretty sure. You know what? I've got the Dododex app. I can just look this up right now. Let me check it out. I keep forgetting I have Dododex. Nobody's got one. That's why people don't ride them. Stats, breeding, let's see. Not real days, 19 in-game days. That I don't know. I'm pretty sure most people measure it by hours, so I couldn't tell you. There's also very specific stats that people use. Carryable, not carryable. Although it is a compact, its compact size prevents the Phoenix from being ridden. It is aggressive, inflaming, and proved to be invaluable in battle, plus quickly roast up meat. Yeah, so unfortunately, it is not rideable. damn, you would think that, like, oh, that's weird, because the wiki says it is rideable. Oh, yes, although the dossier says no. Ah, so it is a rideable thing, although the dossier itself says it is not rideable. So, there you go. Now you know. Phoenix is a rideable creature. Although, I feel like if you're riding a Phoenix, you should take, like, slow amounts of damage the entire time that you're riding it. Yeah, unless you're wearing some type of environmental suit or something. Yeah, but I don't think the Phoenix can control its... Maybe it can control its heat, but... Phoenix can be found one per map, and it comes as a heat wave. Yeah. Yep. That I recall. I remember, because we really tried to grab one, and some douchebag killed our Phoenix, just because he didn't want to leave us the fuck alone. Some people are just like that. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, to this day, I think the Phoenix is one of the few tames that I've really wanted in the game. Yeah. I think that black and gold Phoenix would have been really cool. Like, any Phoenix is awesome, but... Yeah. It's alright, you know. Can't do anything about it. Put in my report. Nothing to really be done. So... Anyway, you know, as much as I still really love the community and everything, sometimes it's just one of those things. Playing on official comes with its own set of hazards. Which a lot of them is being a douchebag. So... Unfortunately, that's where I've always had a build sit where you fit policy. You know, if there's a spot in weekend builds, that's where I'll build. But, I mean, hey, Fjordor's coming up soon, so that's going to be out in, what, July, I think? So, yeah, if you're interested in seeing Fjordor, I'll be going back for that. Have 2 weeks of Fjordor gameplay. It'll be on Twitch most likely, so I gotta warn you ahead of time. It will not be on YouTube. So if you're interested in that when it comes up, you're gonna have to go ahead and find me out on Twitch. Also, I will probably not pursue Twitch affiliateship. Mainly because if I do, Twitch locks up my stuff for 24 hours. So I won't be able to transport it, and I won't be able to do multi-streams. Me and my tribe moved on to PvP, not PvE. I feel like you have moved on to PvP quite a few times, Joe. I just don't have the time or patience to go ahead and invest into PvP. I'm not going to pretend I'm great at PvP. I really just do not have the time for it. PvP requires me to log in every day, and I've got too many things I'd rather do than play Arc PvP. More power to you, though. I wished you... Yeah, probably have to restart every day. Unless I, like, sign up in some tribe or something. Which I really wouldn't want to. You know, I know that some larger tribes have, like, quotas and stuff, and I'm not gonna treat my video game like a job. No thanks. Alright, so let's see where that puts us. Yeah, right here. Okay, and then from there... Okay, we'll make a cross. And correct some of the things here. Or, you know what? We can just keep going. We can just keep going this direction until it decides to go ahead and spit us out, and then we can go directly west from there, straight towards the temple. Frankly, I am just seriously surprised that my water walk has kept up for as long as it has. I do wonder what the timer is at. Perhaps no other festival fires the spirit of Stool Hall as much as one held today. Harvest End. The work of the year is over. Seeding, sowing, and reaping. Now's the time to celebrate and enjoy the fruits of the harvest. Even visitors to Lane Lynn are invited to join the farmers. The taverns offer free drinks all day long, an extravagance before the economy of the coming winter. Underfed farmers gorging themselves and getting sick in the town square are the most common sight. Hold on. As I say, people getting shifty out here? Alright, since this is the only tavern, and people are just gonna go ahead and get themselves drunk anyway, may as well just load up on the free beer, right? Where's the... Let's go into investigation. Dancing Bird, it just doesn't have a thing out front. Alright, some girls at my school, they were like, girls go to college and get more knowledge, boys go to Jupiter and get more stupider.
So old.
I said, who's the real stupid one? We managed to get to Jupiter. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Alright, you see what's his name. Drinks and food? Yes, please. I'm going to drink you out of house and hold. Because it's all free, right? Stew, cheese, fowl, ale, wine, wine. Food and drink. You are not hungry. What? You're telling me my character has been hungry this entire fucking time? Does this do something for me? Hold on. This changes everything. I need to see if this actually affects it, because, like, have I been starving my character and not living up to my full potential? Does food and drink do anything in Daggerfall? A tavern is a place to buy food and drink. Although you don't need to eat or drink, doing so will restore a small amount of health, in addition to increasing the game's immersion. Give me a fucking break. I don't need no immersion. I just need to go. If you would have told me, like, you know, Wheel of Speed or something like that, Cheese Wheel of Speed, Cheese Wheel of Ass Hauling, yeah, I would have picked that up. Let's get out of here. Okay. Drink my wine. Let's get out of here. Fleet does the flying. Mobile infantry does the dying. I'm doing my part. Are you? Click now for more information. Would you like to know more? That would actually be a pretty cool, like, campaign thing. You know, a Starship Troopers video game or something like that. Fighting your way through the masses of bugs. Desire to know more intensifies. Okay, so we're gonna need to level out at about here. So right, damn, it's gonna be somewhere. Well, if we're right here, we're going this way, then right here, we'll go this way. So we'll probably level out somewhere right here in the Achille Desert. Right about here. I guess wherever this town is, or close to it, is where we'll level out. Do you want me to get PTSD from Deathwing Space Hulk? Because I can hear the screams. Death Hulk was fun, but I just felt like, I don't know, there was something that was missing in Deathwing. There was something that I didn't like about it. Perhaps no other festival fires the spirit of Damakagora at the one held today, Harvest End, where if people are gorging themselves. Okay, so, like, this seems to be a common festival held everywhere. Does this mean I can go into every tavern and get a drink? Food and drink. You are not hungry. Oh, okay, I guess not. Well, may as well go ahead and check out the stores and stuff while we're here. Emperor's Gear. Hey, welcome, Biscuit Buzzer. How you doing? Your cousin finally stopped watching it? I'm glad to hear it. I guess the open tunic is... yeah, so we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this casual cloak because I have the one with the hood. That ring is going to keep me alive. Let's go into the wagon. Water walking, water walking, water walking. Do I not know what this has on it? Powers unknown. Undeniable access. Get rid of this, because I don't really need a bow of door opening. Power is unknown. Power is unknown. So, get rid of... we'll keep the Daedric. We'll keep the Daedric Katana. I think just in case our other one blows up. And I'm pretty sure that, like, yeah, I've got a Daedric Katana that's in new condition, because it's constantly being repaired, so we'll go ahead and get rid of this other one. And, clothing and miscellaneous. We have other stuff that we can go ahead and start replacing what I have, because we have enough money to do so. So if we come across another Mages Guild, we'll start, making some changes to the gear we've got. What are you going to give me? 53, that's about a third. I'll take it. I'm not going to talk much, probably have homework to finish. Well, how about you? I'm doing alright. Just, you know, just running as usual. You know how it goes. Garments, open, Emperor's... Ooh, the Emperor's something shield. Cool. What you got? Show me what you've got! Old meme is old. Alright, nothing. Let me sell some of my gear here, though. Sell this helm. Okay, sell this helm, this cuirass, these Daedric ones, and this Daedric pauldron as well. And weapons and armor. Cuirass, adamantine, and we'll hold on to the katana. 100 and... Holy heck! You want to offer me, like, less than half? No thanks. I'll find someplace else to sell this, my dude. Was that a Rick and Morty reference? What? No. I would never. Yeah, it was a Rick and Morty reference. I guess I'll sell it. I mean, where else am I gonna sell it, and who cares if I do? Sure. You could write me a letter of credit anyway. Alright, and what? This one? Emperor's Close. Okay, so southwest we go. And let's go ahead and drop any of this cash I've got on me into the wagon. I don't know if I can drop all 56,000 pieces, but... Wagon could only hold 26,240 pieces. Okay, I guess I've got too much gold. I think I need to start getting rid of it. Mother of heck! God damn it. It's so far away. Alright, well, fuck it. I guess we're not doing that. I guess we're just gonna hold on to our stuff and continue traveling southwest and not give a fuck about the Festival of Free Drinks. Jesus. This game sometimes. Yeah, okay, I'm not worried about your town square and all of that stuff, and I'm not worried about selling my stuff. I'll just hold on to it because it's worth... It weighs less than the gold. Alright. Thanks for popping in, Demon Pumpkin. I am hoping no more fall-throughs. I'm literally just like, I set my thing onto auto run, and now I'm just like leaning back and watching it all unfold in front of me, because there's like nothing else to do here. I'm sorry, plant. I didn't mean to like do that to your Rapunzel. I accidentally slapped my plant. Not a euphemism. We've got one of these plants that just keeps growing. We call it Rapunzel because no matter what we do to it, it'll just keep going and going and going and growing. So. Yeah, I think today is probably going to be a slow day on the channel itself. I don't think there's going to be very many people in here today, aside from yesterday's performance. Plus the fact that it's just nothing but a giant running episode today. Yeah, I don't think the channel's going to see many people. Perhaps no other festival, aside from the other two festivals that I have found, as much as the one held today, Harvest End. No. Get your fucking fruit festival out of my face. Tired of it. You and every other town has told me they have the greatest of festivals. And I'm not having it anymore. Free beer my ass. What you mean to say is all you can drink beer, equaling the capacity of your current stomach. Current stomach. Okay, I could just pull out my stomach and replace it. But Azo, they're celebrating harvest, happiness, and life. I am the Argonian of speed. I do not need happiness. I do not need harvest, and I do not need life. I need only speed. Are you going to spoil their fun just for that? No, I'm just not going to participate. Listen, they're going to go ahead and give out free beer, but then they're going to treat me like an asshole. I'll go ahead and keep running through their area rather than participate in peoples who don't even want me there. I have heard too many, look at this Argonian, get the fuck out of here. Everyone needs happiness and life. Listen, if these townsfolk gave me XP, it would be great. But they don't. And besides, like, at this point, they're kind of more of a food source than anything. You can't hide inside you forever. That's okay. I don't need to hide inside me forever. I just need my Argonian to go ahead and save the place from the ghost. Listen, I am sacrificing my Argonian's happiness and needs for the greater needs of the people by just running. But my people need me. Perhaps no other festival fires the spirit of the holy rebirth of Julianos, such as the harvest end. I am gonna hate today. Every town I pass through is gonna have this frickin' festival going on in it. My Argonian is gonna be grinchy and does not like the Harvest End Festival. Oh, man. Still on the main quest? Yep, as always, every day, the same grind, every day, still going on that main quest. I mean, that's mainly all you're gonna see me on, is the main quest. I mean, that's all I am trying to complete. I have crossed my way from, Orsinium. I am now on my way towards Sentinel to try and go deliver this cursed katana. Then I will happen back up to Daggerfall to deliver this letter. And then I will go chill around Belfaria up until I get the ghost cocaine, or until the other quest for the totem arrives. But I believe for the totem... let me take a look at my main quest guide. I believe in order to have the totem, I need to have finished Soul of a Lich, which I have, Orcus Emancipation, which I'm currently on, and Lysandus' Revenge. So... yeah, but still on that same grind. Every day will be pretty much the same. It's a long run, and no matter what I do, it's not going to make it easier. You need to finish the Lysandus for the totem stuff. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is when I get to Sentinel, that'll complete the Watcher. That'll open up Lysandus' stuff, which I think I'll get the psychic text message to go pick up the ghost cocaine. So, that's pretty much what I'm working on right now. Hold on, did it say Barbarian used Restoration skill? Is that what I just saw? Pacified Barbarian used the Etiquette skill. Etiquette and Restoration improved. Alright, well, I guess he must have tipped his hat at me or something, because my Etiquette went up. Why the fuck would Etiquette work on the Barbarian? I don't know. Maybe I'm just passing through and I'm waving at him. And he's like, that takes speed. That takes muscle. Listen, I have no idea. I didn't even realize that was a thing. Maybe I should work on my Etiquette skill next time. Take all of my languages. Barbarian tips Tribly. Barbarian. I mean, as an Argonian, maybe he's like, oh, strong lizard still strong. Strong lizard fast. Strong lizard do leg day. Tips tribly. Maybe it tips loincloth. Which I think is funny, because the archers in this game definitely are dressed up like barbarians, and the barbarians are definitely dressed up like, you know, heavy warriors. Because the archers in this game, like, they're always wearing just a loincloth and, like, a helmet. Coming out here like they're trying to go ahead and attack me with a bow, when they really never really pull out a bow, they pull out their swords. They shoot, like, an arrow at me, and then that's it. Listen, if you were a real archer, you would shoot me in close combat. But yeah. Yeah, there's some screwy human sprite mix-up. A mod fixed that by, simply changing the references. Ah. Yeah, I took a look, and I checked in some small things in there. There are no mods included, but it did make a lot of small references or small changes to the stuff. I don't think I like the music updates, though. I don't think that's very good, so I think I'm going to go back to the classic music. Although, I did see that there is random dungeon tile loadouts that are pretty nice. More trees? Is that what you want? You want to see more trees? Trees with hit collision. That would be a thing. So you'd constantly have to move your character back and forth to navigate through foliage. That would probably be the most annoying mod you could possibly install. Trees having hit collision. Check if sprite, then activate collision at X character location. Or whatever the coding would be. Or, you know, if rock, activate collision. Please do not tell me about the festival that's happening in White... Oh my freaking god. Get out of here, Harvest End. I don't give a damn about it. So tired of that festival popping up. I'm going to see it in every town I cross on the way through here now. Non-stop Harvest End Festival. But my trees and plants. No. There is only the mission. There's only the mission. If there were messengers trying to chase you down, they would never catch you. You're always on the move. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the goal. To outrun every single, to outrun every messenger ever. Although I have actually quite had messengers, like, catch up to me before. I'll be in the middle of doing something somewhere, and I rest for a moment, and some messenger pulls on my sleeve, hands me a letter. And then they're just like, okay. And then they go on their merry way. Honestly, it's a pretty poor design of the main quest to have them all trigger by having a messenger magically find you. Yeah, it's, like, I remember the last one. I was, like, in the middle of the desert or something, and some little kid delivers me a letter, and then just goes off into the sunset. I'm like, child, you're gonna die of heat stroke. What are you doing? Who paid you this money? Was this little gold piece, was it worth you walking through the desert, risking heat stroke and your life to go ahead and deliver to an Argonian who you hate anyway? I just assume everybody hates the Argonians. Even if people are like, oh, Morose Lizard, I know you. You're a friend. I'd tell you if I knew exactly where you were. But, you know, most of them are just like,
fuck off, Lizard. We don't need your kind over here. Get a job. Another destitute Argonian. Roaming the streets.
That's mainly what I end up dealing with, but... This poor child got sent out for a gold piece to have a heat stroke just to deliver it to a lizard in the middle of the desert, belly crawling at the speed of sound. Excuse me. If you had it, how would you go ahead and get it? Suddenly, your main character feels a sting in their shoulder as an arrow flies directly into it. Pulling out the arrow from their shoulder, they notice a small message attached to it with a royal seal. Frantically opening up the letter, it says, please, dear hero, we're out of wine. Go retrieve it from... I think that would be pretty hilarious. You know, your main character is trying to go on a quest, and then they end up getting, like, an arrow to their shoulder or something. That'd be pretty hilarious. Oh, did you... did you check extinction? Okay. Looks like very jungle, like a marsh, an Argonian's favorite vacation spot. I suppose so. I guess that is right. All us Argonians, that's all we like. Swampy marshes. That's all we deserve, right? Swampy marshes. Swarshes. Just rolling around in the mud like the dirty lizards we are. I'm just kidding. It doesn't bother me that much. I just like making it a big issue for no reason. The solution really would be that the last quest on the line says you, oh, you should try talking to this person, or I hear they have a problem, or whatever. Still a bit silly, but better. Yeah, I mean, I think they did solve a lot of that in the future Elder Scrolls, if I'm not mistaken, right? And even then, a courier, you know, just magically always knowing your location, probably asking around, hey, did you see this person leaving a wake of death, destruction, dissolution, and fire in their path? Oh yeah, they headed that way. Sure, let me go that way. I can see a courier finding you because they just constantly ask about you. And, you know, your deeds precede you, so... Reputation precedes. But yeah, I mean, having you go to a specific person also helps. But it does make sense in the future ones that a courier would. In these, like, the place is just so vast, I could see them being like, huh, he's heading this direction. Maybe I should go ahead and head there first. Alright, we'll make a slight correction to change it here to more west than south. And with the distance, that should actually make some good correction there. Always keep the sword out. Never know when I'm gonna get ambushed by somebody. Shadow scales are badass. Shame they don't do more with them. It's mainly because the shadow scales are pretty out of date. They're really an ancient society, and you have to... Because of the way that Argonians operate, they don't necessarily want to turn in their ilk for shadow scales. And it's a pretty ancient... It's a pretty ancient society, the shadow scales are. So, I believe it goes back to, like, the second era shadow scales. There are a couple of them, but they're extremely far and few in between. Not so much anymore. I tried and planned out running the main quest as a pen and paper RPG campaign once, but I once tried to make it work. It got pretty obvious it was all a flimsy excuse for dungeon crawls. Yeah, dungeon crawls were one of the big ones back in the day. I think this was a good era where dungeon crawls were coming into effect. Yeah, I think that Elder Scrolls, from what I saw, there are a couple people who've adapted into, like, tabletop, but it's really hard to do so. I mean, it's basically just D&D. Feels like it's a very political story, but when you map it out to run it, it's all just, I have a political problem. Please solve it by going into this dungeon. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, because I noticed that while I was doing this. Hey, I've got this problem. We locked our werewolf in a dungeon. Can you go solve that? Okay, come back from that dungeon. That's great. Go talk to the Queen Regent Mother. Okay, hey, I've got this problem. Can you go solve it? I need you to meet somebody. Meet them. Hey, I don't trust you. Can you go into this dungeon and bring back this item? Okay, we're good now. Take this thing back to them. Oh, you got that? Cool. Hey, go over to this land across the way. You got to this new city. Hey, can you solve a problem? One of our people lost a quill in a dungeon. Can you go retrieve... Yeah, it's basically all just go to dungeon, go get thing, or go to dungeon, go kill thing. Come on back to where I just sent you to. It really is just a bunch of go kick down the door. Which is kind of sad. Yeah, it's not like you make choices or solve mysteries. I mean, I'm solving a mystery right now. Solving the mystery of the Ghost King, who did a thing. That's funny. Todd Howard promises Elder Scrolls 6 will be released even more times than Skyrim. We understand that Elder Scrolls 6 we need to get even bigger than we did with Skyrim. That's why we're vowing now that by the end of 2030, we'll have released at least 10 different iterations of Elder Scrolls 6. We're talking HD updates, remasters, DLC packages, next-gen upgrades, and more. This video game journalist praised the announcement of the upcoming game. I roleplay in Oblivion as a scuba dealer. I use the duplication trick. Ah. See, that would be interesting if your character could take some of those paths. I mean, my character more likely than not would end up just being a smuggler in the games. You know, I've always just preferred the role. Todd Howard is one of the only video game developers who has figured out how to bring the gameplay into the real world. In the franchise, you're not just managing your resources, you're also managing your resources of your character in real life. If you hold all of your copies of Skyrim at once, you're not going to be able to walk quickly anymore. That's pretty funny. That's a very good satire article. I sell to merchants to get them hooked. Evil little me. That's funny. Hey, good role-playing on your part. All you gotta do is, with a little bit of imagination and a little bit of time, you can create some great stuff. Perhaps no other festival. Shut the fuck up. Let's keep moving. Jesus Christ. So tired of that festival. And it's just gonna keep going, too. Ugh. Hopefully it's done by the end of the day and some new festival takes its place. Like, I don't know. The Argonian Praising Festival of Vorinclex or something. I have no idea. I mean, you know, maybe some people are just chilling in the background. You know, I try not to go... Well, there we go. I try not to call out any of my lurkers because not everybody wants to go ahead and talk. Some people just want to post it, or some people are just putting it in the background because they're doing other stuff right now. Usually anytime I call out a lurker, they all leave, so I don't really try and pressure them to go ahead and talk. I listen to the stream while playing Daggerfall myself, using travel mods, so I am also spending long stretches just running. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess that's how it just feels. Running back and forth. Plus, I mean, what's there to talk about right now? Like, the night sky? The flowing trees? The ground swiftly passing underfoot? As our Argonian makes his way across, he contemplates his life, thinking about the hiss-laden swamps of his birth, slowly raising himself up, the community gathering around, sharing the information as the hissed sap slowly sinking into his consciousness, changing his thoughts, his ambitions, and pushing him towards the destiny he didn't know that he had. Later, as the hissed sap would slowly cross across the threshold of his mouth, a thought began to form in the back of his head. I should help the Emperor. And as he made his way out of the swamp, tail swathing over the top of the loamy and scummy waters, feet dredging through the mud, he looked back at his people, thought to himself, this may be the last time that I am graced by the marshes of blackness. Slowly dipping a small bottle into the water, he placed it around his belt, thinking about his home, his community, and the scent of the swamp. After many months of travel, he arrived at the court of the Emperor, only to be greeted hostilely. Then, at the beckon of the Emperor himself, he was greeted into the court and given a mighty quest to solve the mystery of Lysandus' death. I mean, that's about all I can pretty much do. Sit here and narrate everything. Yeah. I do a lot of like bullshitting on the spot. It's a habit you pick up as a DM. You got to learn how to go ahead and keep everybody occupied. Hey, ESO added a new pet. Catwell is now available. They released a new optional player pet on Twitter, which is now available. It's a cat wearing a kitchenware as body, armor, and helmet. You could do voice acting, narrator. Voice acting is actually my dream job. Yeah, so I appreciate the compliment. That is probably about as high a compliment as you can give me. I really take that one very well. Because, you know, that's what I want to do for a living. I've always thought about doing, like, audiobooks and such. Just because I like to think I have a good reading voice. I have completely forgotten to shut off my work computer. No. I'm signing out now. ESO is too expensive for me to keep playing? What do you mean? I mean, are you talking about, like, subscriptions, or are you talking about, like, purchasing stuff, and you cannot resist the cosmetics? Or do they get you with the gacha boxes? I mean, keep in mind that I am going to be doing, like, at the cap of all of this, after I get through Skyrim, ESO is going to be the next one on my plate, so you can expect that one to take a long time as well. And, of course, Argonian. Twitch streamer beats Elden Ring without damage of any kind. Wow. So, yeah, somebody beat Elden Ring without taking any damage. That's pretty over the top. Ooh, let's see where we are. We're the Dragontail Mountains. My least favorite place to cross through. Right here. So yeah, we're gonna have to get right at the edge, I think, is... Once we get to the edge or something, then we'll correct out west. PlayStation Plus subscription, all in all, too many cool stuff on the shop to buy DLC. Yeah, I understand that. When I do finally get onto Elder Scrolls Online at the end of all of this, I'll probably end up paying for the subscription so I can knock out, so that I'll be able to go ahead and... I mean, however much the subscription is going to be way less than actually buying each of the expansions. So if I pay for the subscription, it may take me a few months to go ahead and get through all of the stuff to do. But I think it would be well worth the money. We'll be avoiding stuff like the PvP in the city and things like that, because sure, it is a part of the game, but we're going to be doing all the content. And since I'm going to have no fast travel, wherever I wind up and where I start, I'll just be taking whatever boats I can and then running from place to place. So when I need to go from one place to the next, it's going to be a good old run. And we'll be 100%ing each area as we go through it. So that's going to take a little bit. Oh gosh, there's so many quests in ESO last time I remember. Yep. And we're gonna be slamming through them once we get through everything. Mind you, like, everything from Morrowind forward is kind of gonna be a, completionist thing. I'm gonna go through as many side quests as possible. So even though Daggerfall may take a long time to do, I feel like I'll be able to breeze through the other. Maybe a month apiece, maybe more. But I feel like they're just going to be easier in general than what I'm doing in Daggerfall. Just because there'll be more to do. It'll be a lot more engaging. 2018 was the last time I played. We actually played not that long ago. When was the last time we were playing?
At some point last year.
Yeah, at some point last year we were playing it. We had a whole group that had gotten together to play some ESO. But some of our group members decided to, like, power level, and once they started power leveling, it left the rest of us in the dust, and it was kind of like, oh, okay, I thought we were playing this together, and yeah, once they started power leveling and left us in the dust, we pretty much just stopped. It's one of those things that if you're playing as a group, you'd think you'd play as a group rather than just, like, have one person who's just forcing their way forward and then being like, hey, hurry up, come on through these dungeons, let's just rush through everything. And, you know, Elder Scrolls is really about the experience. And if you play Elder Scrolls the way you play Elder Scrolls and you don't mesh with the person playing Elder Scrolls with you, it's kind of really hard to go ahead and play Elder Scrolls. So, yeah, our group fell apart and then we stopped playing. Which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I was really enjoying it.
Oh, it's because he's advanced. You can only have 5 tags on you.
Plus, you had internet connection issues, played and had to keep reconnecting. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Just waiting for the next single-player Bethesda game. Might switch over to Xbox. Yeah, I have heard a lot of people might switch over to Xbox just to go ahead and play Starfield or whatever else is going to come out. Personally, I'm definitely not going to do it. I don't have a problem with Xbox, but I'm just not going to go ahead and buy a new system just to go ahead and play it. If they want to lose me as a consumer, that's fine. I'll take it. Not gonna worry too much about that. I'll buy 6 on, maybe I'll buy it on computer or something, but yeah, not gonna buy a whole new system. Enemies somewhere. Where are the enemies at? Oh, I see you. Ranger. And you have nothing. Okay, let's keep going. I mean, I have a laptop. I wouldn't, like, this thing is definitely outdated. I don't even know if it could withstand being able to take some of the next-gen stuff that's coming out. So I'll have to definitely upgrade my stuff before then, if I'm gonna do any of that. Yeah, taking a look, this I think towards the ending and everything might be a little more exciting. But yeah, heading towards all of these quests on the way, it is boring as fuck. Even I know it's boring. But I mean, it's gotta get done, so you know. Yeah. I'm not actually the biggest fan of playing on PC. I know it can have mods and stuff like that, but it just doesn't feel that, like, great, frankly. I much prefer controller to this, and I'm sure that doing the, getting a controller for this, or, you know, modifying my Steam controller, again, would work really well. Hour left, maybe more people will show next. I don't know. Thursday is usually my late day. I have to physically go into the office, so I end up starting my streams late. So usually after 5 is when my streams start. And then we have something we need to go in and get done tomorrow night, so as soon as I get off the stream, I'll be busy. Not hard to configure a controller for this, but personally it feels a little too clunky, if nothing else. Way too many hotkeys to map up for the limited set of buttons. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I get that PC obviously has the option for more macros, more hotkeys and stuff like that. It definitely makes it easier to play the game, but I've always, I started out as a console player, and I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm accustomed to playing on a console and stuff like that. It's not like I'm really playing with many people anymore. The only people I really get to play with, is, it's myself and Luft, and that's about it. So, yeah, not like I'm too worried about who to play with or anything. Do you play with yourself? You got me. Yep, I do play with myself all the time. When I wake up in the morning, I play a little game called Let's Get Ready for Work. And then, when I get into the shower, I play a little game called Can We Hurry the Fuck Up So I Can Get Ready for Work? And then when I'm on the road, I play this game called Man, I Really Wish These People Would Hurry the Fuck Up So I Can Get to Work. And then, when I'm at work, I play this thing called Can't Think of Anything But What I'm Doing. How much can I do to not get myself fired? And then when I get home, I'm thinking, wow, I really wish I could get to the stream. And then I play this game called Stream. And then I play this game called how quickly can I fall asleep? So there you go. That's what I play. I play all of those by myself. You got me, Biscuit Buzzer. Keeping me honest. Didn't have you as that type of guy. Well, sometimes you just gotta do it. Nobody else is gonna play with me, so I gotta go ahead and do it myself. And since work is my only real cock tease, I gotta get work doing it. Yeah. No one is gonna play with me. I swear that's what he said, officer. That's funny. Also, Luft is officially started her stream, so if you hear her in the background, that's her doing her stuff.
Yeah, I did the I'll be uploading the Great Wall today because well, not that I don't already do was maybe some Sonic So what about the red ones? Those red geese. They have like gold unicorns on them. Or is those the ones you're talking about?
I hate traveling through these mountains. It's my least favorite part. The Dragontail Mountains are my least favorite part of traveling across this map. So we're gonna strictly go west and just try and get out of here as quickly as possible. Yeah. Sorry guys, if I don't seem too talkative right now. I just realized, like, my lease renewal is coming up for the apartment I'm at. And I'm just like, now I gotta go ahead and think about where I'm gonna go ahead and go. Or if I might just shut up and finally buy a house. Because I feel like buying a house would be the better option at this moment.
I can spin too. Yeah, reload's fight.
Alright, so let's rest. Enemies nearby. Just a barbarian, huh? Oh, a knight. Close enough. Basically the same thing. Do arrows? Oh, they do have a weight. Just didn't look like it went up any. Daedric longbow. I thought that it looked too nice. Cool. Yep, and we're just going straight west. We're gonna try and get out of here as quickly as possible because I really hate navigating through Dragon Tail. Especially because you have to, like, extend the map out on certain places. Not a fun. Sorry, I'm still here. Had to do something. Nah, you're okay. No issue. I'm just chilling. Just kind of running. Yeah, running the run to Sentinel is always probably the most boring one on the stream. The run to Sentinel is always just one of those ones that nobody ever wants to tune in for. So. Even I hate this run. This run is just not a fun one. Like, there are some places that are better to walk through, but Dragontail Mountains, it's literal nothing. It's got, like, so much nothing. There's no towns, there's no people, the random encounters are even pretty occasional. Like, there's nothing to do out in Dragontail. At least when I hit the others, at least there's a reason for it to be so desolate, because it's desert, but... Orcs are pretty boring. So is their homeland. Why do you say that? You don't like the orcs? I don't know much about the orc culture in Elder Scrolls, so... I know a lot about the Argonians and some about the Khajiit.
Poor whale. Look at him. He's huge.
Probably your least favorite race. Why is
I
that?
think I'll probably have
Is it just because their history?
to. It's not so. Oh, see, I told you. Always check the waterfalls. Always.
Just because they're in every fantasy setting? Yeah, but I mean, so are elves are usually in every fantasy setting. I mean, so are orcs or plenty of other things. I think, let's see. I'm trying to think of like a good set of orcs that I remember. It's funny that you say that because orcs are probably like one of those things you don't really think too much about. They're probably, but the elves at least have some variety. Yeah, I mean, sure, that's because they all come from a common ancestor and all departed in different directions. I mean, yeah, it only has orcs, and, you know, Argonians and Khajiit are pretty unique. I guess, like I said, I don't know enough about orc culture to really be able to talk about any of it. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Let me see. Maybe there's, like... Let me go onto the Elder... Oh, jeez, that's not what I meant to do. The Elder Scrolls wiki and see if, like... Orcs history, Elder Scrolls. Lore, orcs. Orsimer, or pariah folk, are elves of the Rothgarian Mountains. Well, guess what? Orcs are elves too. Orcs are called Orsimer. Are elves of the Rothgarian, Dragontail, Valenwood, Skyrim, and Orcidium, literally translated as Orktown. They are noted for their unshakable courage and unflinching endurance of hardships. Orcs have elven blood in the Elder Scrolls, but are usually considered to be both beast folk and goblinkin. So there you go. You don't really hate orcs. You hate elves. You just hate that particular brand of elves. Super mutants in Fallout are basically orcs. Yeah. I mean, basically. Just future orcs, I guess. Forks. But yeah, I didn't know that. That orcs in Elder Scrolls are a type of elf. That threw me for a loop just now. Okay, let's see what other interesting facts they have about Elder Scroll orcs. They were widely feared and hated by their nations, set in nothing is uncivilized beast, the orc culture of other races. Many were hard to see as actual people. They've slowly won acceptance. Many orcs in the Third Era have actually received imperial education as a benefit of serving in the legions. Orc armorers are prized as craftsmen, and orc warriors in heavy armor are some of the finest. Frontline troops have a longer lifespan than humans, probably because of Shore passing a curse Orke had placed onto the Nords onto them. Let's see. Transfer became Malakath, faithful servant. Became the Cursed Folk, or the Orsimer, and henceforth known as the Orcs. Yeah, I knew that they were elves. It's just that it doesn't interest me as much as the other elves. Alright. Several unexplained reasons why these stories claim that to duel during the Dawn Era. Let's see, First Era, they were ostracized, persecuted. Raiding parties as far as the Northeast Waste, where they were clashed with Chimer and Achmerans. Orcs had no province of their own and were a constant threat to other races. Sometime between 668 and 700, High King Wolharth made peace with the Orcs, who centuries before counted among his enemies, and forged an alliance between the two races. The Nordic and Orcish army would clash against the Dwemer armies at the Battle of Red Mountain. They were driven from Hammerfell by the Red Guards. The Bretons denied them passage through the Bonkari Pass, forcing them to flee. Trudging through Dragontail, they eventually reached Rossinium. Let's see. Arshian first actions angered Malakath in the 10th century. King Golkar of the Orcs amassed an army determined to seize control. Intended to force Wayrest to pay. Extreme antagonism to his advantage, forming an alliance. Combined, they laid waste to the First Kingdom of Rossinium. This became known as the Siege of Rossinium. Although many have claimed to be the first to sack the city after driving the Orcs out of High Rock, Joel went on to betray his allies and attempt to invade Hammerfell. Concept of Orsinium still endured in Orcish society, however, and a second Orsinium was later accepted into the Second Territory. Let's see, after which Orsinium lost another sacking, the Bretons once again tried to seize control of the land. Some Orcs chose to retreat to Stronghold, while others reasserted their claims in Skyrim. Yeah, it seems like Orcs' entire history is just fighting everybody just to ick out their small place in the world, just to cut their own little territory. In Oblivion, Shrek would have been an orc, not an ogre. He would have a boar, not a donkey. It is pretty interesting to see. I mean, it looks like the orcs have really had to fight for every scrap of land that they've come across. It seems like nobody is willing to even give them the benefit of a doubt when it came to whatever the orcs were doing. Yeah, it seems like they are just a very, very shattered people. And in the 3rd century, that's when Gortwog came into came into existence. During the warp in the west, Orsini was one of the great kingdoms to gain control surrounding the kingdoms and baronies before swearing loyalty to the emperor. Dear the Third, along with Orcish mercenaries, besieged House Redoran of Morrowind over rumored territorial claims. Orsini was once again sacked by the Red Guards and Bretons. The Imperial Legion surprisingly sided with Orsinium and would go and transplant many Orcish refugees. Orsinium was later rebuilt in the mountains before Hammerfell. Between Hammerfell and Skyrim, by the time of the Great War, the Orcs had fully integrated into Cyrodiilic society. Huh. So Ortwog is really the reason why any of the Orcs survived as they did. That's pretty cool. You know, you've got a living legend. It's funny because Ortwog definitely does not look like an imposing leader. But you know, I guess graphics at the time don't really allow you to see Ortwog for who they actually are. Consider themselves outcast, much like their deity, Malakath. Orc tradition is to have weddings take place at midnight. The traditional Orcish society is centered around stronghold settlements, each one striving to compete independently in all matters, for complete independence. They're also polygamous, strongholds controlled by a chieftain, who's the literal alpha male. No other males are permitted to take wives or children. So in order to ascend, you have to challenge and kill the leader. The strength of the tribe depends heavily on the strength of the chieftain. The Code of Malakath is an unwritten law. It prohibits such things as theft and unwarranted violence, but also places heavy emphasis on honor and personal strength in resolving conflicts. Orcs do not use imprisonment as punishment. Those who violate the code must either pay material compensation or a blood price, which allows the one they offended to spill their blood until the price has been satisfied. Some orcs even use a scale for weighing out blood price amounts with a different gold weight labeled Chief, Wife, Warrior. In other cases, some orcs keep detailed records on all the grievances and insults their family has suffered, with dates and specific and planned responses. Huh. So I guess orcs really do take it seriously. The Mad Elves, as it would be. I think orcs would be more interesting if they were the sons of Sheogorath and not Malakath. Mad Elves. You know, that kind of reminds me of, in Warhammer, the Harlequin Elves. So, in Warhammer, there's a group called the Eldar, right? And there is a specific, group of Eldar called the Harlequins, which I believe they are beholden to one of the last remaining Elden or Eldar gods that lives in this like little area of subspace that they created. And they're all librarians. But yeah, they're sent out to go deal with certain matters by the Laughing God. And I can't remember what his name is. I think it's like Kegarath, something like that. But yeah, he's the last of the Elder Gods, and he sends them out occasionally to go deal with particular things here and there. And I think that's pretty interesting. If you had orcs being the sons of Sheogorath or something like that, that's probably what you'd be looking at. Is something more akin to the Warhammer Harlequin Eldars. I out now? Yes, I am. Okay, so from here, it is just a matter of correcting right here, and that should take me where I need to go. I wonder who would win in a fight between all of the Daedric princes. Actually curious. Let me see if somebody's tried to this. Who would win if all the Divines and all the Daedric princes had a battle royale? Depends on where it would take place. If it would happen in Nirn, Akatosh Stomps. Anywhere else, I would have to wager Sheogorath. Sheogorath may be strong, but Jiggalag is supposed to be the strongest prince. So I guess Jiggalag knows what everyone would do. Ever seen a fight between Taskmaster and Deadpool? It's like that. Probably Mora or Dagon? You'd vote for Sheogorath? Oh. I see. Some of the updates to the music do make sense, because listen to this now. This sounds crisp as heck now. Wow. I guess I never noticed, like, some of the updates to the music because they weren't really that evident. I guess clicking that checkbox was a good idea. Where I'm at now. Yeah, it is 6 where I am at as well. 6:10 actually. You're in Sentinel area. Yep. I'm getting close. I'm not exactly Sentinel, but I'm Antigonius, but I'm getting close to it. But no, if you're talking about like I was talking about my real world time, but I mean it's 6:32 in game, so wow, this music is so nice. When you have the upgraded versions, this is really nice music. Yeah, it's unfortunately like I guess 3 hours really doesn't make very much progress because like I mean it does make some pretty substantial progress considering we started what at the tip here and now we are currently over here. That's not half bad. Some of the repetitive nature of the music drives me insane, though. At least some of the music in like further Elder Scrolls, probably because you're so invested in what you're doing, you're not really thinking about the music as much. But I feel like some of the older, or some of the more recent Elder Scrolls have a really good job of distracting you from some of the repetitiveness of music. I'm actually really looking forward to talking about music. There's this guy that I follow on TikTok, and he's developing a video game where music is the actual weapon, and the music in the background changes based on what you do and how you do things in combat, because your main character's weapon is music themselves. So they are constantly adding to the actual sound, and the enemies are fighting to try and create their own rhythm within the music as well. I can't remember what it is called, but it looks pretty cool. They occasionally provide an update, like, every so often on it. actually closing in on the edge there. It's not bad at all. But anyway, I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and call it up for the night here. Yeah, can't say today was a great episode. It was extremely boring. Hopefully today will, or I guess tomorrow will be a better episode. For any of you guys who are new, like and subscribe, follow if you like the stream. I know sometimes it can be boring, but I promise we'll be moving on to better things eventually here. And for those of you guys who put up with the bullshit of just running through endless fields, thanks. I appreciate it. It's nice to not just sit here and be alone all the time. Well, I don't really have too much. Tomorrow is Thursday, so it's our late stream day, so once I get off, you know, I'll have other stuff that I need to go ahead and do, and then after that, you know, I'll be here a little late, so don't expect to enjoy our talk. Well, I enjoyed the talk as well. I always appreciate, you know, having people along. And yeah, thanks for introducing me to the history of the orcs. Kind of nice to read about them. But yeah, I'll be starting tomorrow a little late, so don't expect me at my normal 3 o'clock time. I'll probably be starting around 5. And then, you know, same broadcast 3 hours, and then I'll be out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, I hope.